Right then folks, welcome back to the channel. Not gonna lie, I reckon today's vlog is gonna be a little bit different to normal. So I've just been parked up in a really nice spot in the middle of nowhere. I was trying to film a video for this channel and a little video for the other channel, but the sun's come out, innit? So it's absolutely ram-packed with kids and dog walkers and whatnot, and there's no chance of me filming there. So I've promised Emily, if you don't know who Emily is, if you're new here, she's normally my co-pilot, chief navigator. I'll whack a picture up of her right now. Woo! Ah, the joys of filming and driving and talking and whatnot. Told you it was busy. Anyway, I've got a few of them left from last time, so they went down quite well, so I'm going to drop a couple in. But yeah, I've promised her a night indoors by herself. She's extremely busy at work. It's her very last week at work, so it's really exciting, but it does mean she's incredibly busy doing a handover and whatnot, this, that and the other. So I've promised her a night to herself. So I'm going to stay out, but I had my first old jab yesterday, and I can't be bothered to drive around looking for another park up because changing gear is painful. So, although the jab's not too bad, I've got no other side effects, just a bit of pain in the arm. But anyway, so I'm going to have a crack at a bit of solo female urban stealth parking, wild camping, and I think that's all the YouTube keywords I was trying to get in there, so hopefully I've nailed them all. But like I say, never done it before, a little bit nervous. Don't really know what to expect. I know it's going to be very different from the normal park ups that we go to, so if you don't know, we prefer to be much more remote, out in the open countryside. You know, lots of nature around, lots of different things to see. You can get the drone up, nobody about, but that's not going to happen for this vlog. So yeah, a little bit nervous, never done it before, done the odd side street like I said, but a bit worried about doing a main busy supermarket type car park, so I'm just going to pull over, make a quick phone call, because I reckon I know just the guy who can give me a bit of advice. You alright, mate?
You alright, mate? How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Listen, Daz, I've got myself in a bit of a pickle.
Right.
I was wondering if you could help me out a little bit.
Yeah, no worries. What's up?
Cheers, mate. I've got nowhere to park. The park up I'd picked out is like completely ram-packed, solid, full of kids, so I'm going to have to go a little bit urban. Urban. And
Right, yeah.
I've never ever done it before, not in like, because I'm looking at like a supermarket car park or like a multiplex, that type of thing.
Good place to start,
Perfect. I've had a little look on Google Maps. There's a Tesco's, a B&M's, a Sports Direct, a Lidl. Are any of them no-goes, or can I have a crack at them all?
Yeah, I'd probably go, if you've got like a big multiplex, they're bigger car parks, so there might be some boy races down them because they're bigger car parks.
Uh-huh.
So maybe that would be second option. Obviously you've got to look out parking restrictions for them all, but Tesco's is usually a safe bet.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, they're usually good to go. Again, just parking restrictions like AMPRs and anything like that. And just when some of them have between the hours of the store.
Uh-huh.
So just check that because you don't want a £75 ticket. Yeah, I mean they'll be good to go. They're safe as houses usually.
Okay, perfect. And I should be a decent night's sleep, or are they a bit noisy, do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I mean, you don't want to be too far away from the store because then obviously you just look like a sore thumb. But then you don't want to be too close to the store because obviously you're urban, you don't want to be thingy. But you know, like in some of the car parks, maybe in this one, they'll have the trolley bays.
Yep.
Yeah, for just your own peace of mind, and I do as well because I've got the hab door and you've got the sliding door, haven't you?
Yep.
So I usually park. Sometimes they've got the trolley bays, or they've got the a garden bed with a tree in the middle of the car park or something like that.
Yep. I
usually park close to them, so the side door on.
Oh, okay, genius.
So that's completely blocking off that side, and yes, so you there's no a couple of rows back usually from the store is perfectly adequate. You will hear a few trolleys if you are next to the trolley bay, but that'll be fine.
Okay, perfect. You, sir, are a legend. Thanks, Daz. Thanks so much.
No worries.
Cheers, bud.
If you need anyone, guys, take it easy.
Cheers, see you soon, mate.
All right, bye.
Bye. So if by some miracle you do not know who that happy chappy was, that's Darren from the Urban Motorhome. His channel is all about full-time living in his motorhome, and he does all sorts of urban park-ups, supermarket park-ups. I think he's done one at IKEA. Any kind of tips, hints, tricks for urban parking, all on his channel. Loads of content over there. I'll put a link in the description if you want to go and check that out, if you want to give this urban stealthy parking a bit of a go. So yeah, Urban Motorhome, wicked channel. I am now going to make my way to a supermarket. Okay, so we've arrived at Tesco's. There are parking restrictions. So it's a medium busy. So we'll just go and read what the sign says. So I don't know if you guys can see that because of the sun, but basically it says this park is controlled by AMPR cameras and/or warden patrols. If your vehicle remains in this car park and fails to comply with any of the terms and conditions stated below any time, blah blah blah, you get a 70 quid fine basically. Only Tesco's customers can use this car park and not remain for more than 3 hours. And then Darren said that sometimes it'll be like around store hours, but that one just says a blanket 3 hours. So I don't know, there are trolley boys and wardens walking around. It's open till 12, so I'm figuring there's going to be people here till 12. So I'm going to try the Morrisons just down the road. Right, come on in Morrisons, let's be having you. Whew, that is warm. It seems parking in supermarkets is a lot like shopping in supermarkets. It's a case of look around for the best deal. So this is Morrisons, I don't know if you can see, but we're in Morrisons. There's no parking restrictions, so to speak, but there is a barrier over here. I don't know if you can see, there's a yellow barrier there. And basically that barrier says that it's going to be shut 1 hour after the store closes. So the store closes at 10, so they're probably going to shut that barrier at 11. And then open it again at 7 when the store opens, which is fine by me. So I'm just gonna risk it for a biscuit and see what happens. But I've taken Daz's advice. I'm tucked up tight next to this trolley park up, and it's quite a cool idea actually, because it does mean that no one can get down there to open my side door. So I'll lock up the cab doors and the rear doors with the deadlocks that we got, and then hopefully I'll be relatively safe. But I need to go in there now. It's getting pretty late. I need to get some dinner. And you all thought I was going to buy a pot noodle. No, we needed to go into Morrisons to pick up some cheese. And if you're going to buy cheese, you absolutely have to get the pre-grated stuff, because you know you don't have to then grate it. So genius. But if you're wondering what culinary delights I am having this evening, and I know you're worried because it's late and there isn't much time to cook, but I have cooked. Let me just show you what I did a few hours ago when we left Daz. Yes, look at that. Jacket spuds, bit of butter, bit of cheese. You can't go wrong. That is going to be amazing. Now, as you can tell, it's getting pretty late. It's a bit noisy. Got a boy racer behind me. I don't know if you can hear the drum and bass. Loving it. But yeah, raving it up in the car park. But yeah, while I'm waiting for that to cool down, I know a lot of you worry about my what I eat and my diet and whatnot, and the pot noodles aren't all that good for me, and I know jacket potato is not amazing. It's not that I can't cook or that I won't cook, it's I don't like the mess, like the washing up and whatnot. And I'm very much waiting for, there's a couple of van life channels and I'm really waiting, they keep threatening cookbooks and I'm really waiting for those cookbooks to come out. Mandy, Sarah. But they've not come yet, so as per usual here on Camper Vibe, I've done you all a solid and I've made my own. And like I say, it's based around the whole idea that I don't really like washing up and cleaning up. So it's called Lou's No Pan Meals. So yeah, I've got a lot of hopes for it. So it is a work in progress. So obviously when it gets published, I'll get a proper ring binder. But yeah, page 1, obviously you've got the Old Faithful there, and this covers you. This covers you from Monday through Thursday. So on Monday you can have original curry, Tuesday chicken with mushroom, Wednesday Bombay Bad Boy. If you're not man enough for the Bombay Bad Boy, you could always try, I think they do like a sticky rib or something now. And then Thursday, the original beef and tomato. But you can mix them up, you can have them in any order you like. So yeah, that's Monday through Thursday. We're on page 2. So we've got the jacket spud, or as I like to call it, the oily jacket spud. You do have to be a bit careful, engine oil does get on the foil, but as long as you wrap them on foil, you're all right. And you don't have to have cheese and beans. I mean, you can buy them tins of chilli, just chuck that straight on, no problem. So yeah, we're like the jacket potato. And then if you're thinking, well, you know what, pot noodle, jacket potato with cheese and whatnot, not that healthy, don't worry, I've got you covered on that front because I've done you a salad. So beans. Tin of beans, you don't even have to heat them up, straight out of the can, mate, if you want it for a salad. So yeah, again, don't have to be Heinz, you can go for the cheaper option, but you know, I like a nice salad, Heinz salad. And then that's 6 days of the week covered right there. And then for the final day, takeaway, innit? Whatever your nearest takeaway is at the time. So you could go for an Indian, Chinese, I like a bit of Thai myself. But yeah, so that's my cookbook. Like I said, it is a work in progress, but by the time this video comes out, hopefully Lou's No Pan Meals will be available. And what I'll do is I'll stick a link in the video description, or you can go to the website, which is www.whoneedsanomniaanyway.com, and use the code WTF is a Ridge Monkey, and you will get 100% off. We're going to give you 100% off. So yeah, check out Lou's No Pan Meals. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to eat my jacket spud. And then we'll check outside what the parking situation is, because it is quietening down a bit.
And why to LA with it? And why to LA with it? I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tenant. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bobbing in the dash and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5.
So we're coming up for about 10:30 now. That gate's due to shut in half an hour. I'm around the other side of the trolley bay because I'm just dodging. There is a couple of people walking around in high vids, but there's the van. Morrisons is well and truly closed now. There are still a few cars about. I'm assuming they're staff, and then behind me, behind where I'm parked, there's a lorry, and he's definitely raving it up. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my process of getting the van in a sort of safe state, or what I consider a safe state for the evening, and then I'm going to just not do anything until about 11:30 when we see if they shut those barriers. Don't know if you can hear his music, but he's having a great time. Yes, I'm going to do that. It has been a bit noisy, quite a few boy razors, a silly idiot wheel spinning all over the place when there's obviously still pedestrians, a fair bit of music, but it is quietening down now. I'm kind of near the main road, so I don't know if you can hear that. But yeah, I guess the challenge is now, will I still be here in the morning? If I am, I'll show you the things I do at night to the van to make me feel a little bit safer when parking. I've never done a supermarket before, but we've parked in a few dodgy places, so yeah, I will show you those things in the morning. But for now, I'm going to get myself together and see what happens. Also, I've just realised There's a chap there, he's got a sleeper cab and he's got his curtains up, so I reckon that bodes well for me staying here. But I'm gonna jump in before the high-vis brigade spot me, and yeah, like I say, I'll let you know in the morning how it's gone.
I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tenant. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bobbing in the dash, and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5 on the west side. But I'm from the east side, this how we slide. This how we ride, yeah, yeah, this how we ride.
Right then, good morning folks. So I'm guessing you've got two burning questions right now. One is, do I sleep in this hat? And the answer is no, I have been up long enough to make myself a cup of tea. And two, are we still in a Morrisons car park? Well, let's find out. Okay, so of course I'm still at the Morrisons car park. The Morrisons is just behind me there. No one bothered to come and lock that gate. The trucker stayed, so yeah, Morrisons car park completed. Before I go on, I just want to point out the baked potato, because I know Emily will kill me if I don't put it in there. The baked potato, I didn't cook it in the engine. It was just for comedic effect, so please don't take that seriously. But the cookbook is definitely available. No, I'm only joking, this video is obviously not sponsored by my own cookbook. In fact, it's not sponsored at all. However, the guys at Conqueco apparel, which is a company that make heated jackets amongst other things, have got in touch. Now, being a YouTuber, you do get offered a fair amount of free stuff. Most of it, I've got to be honest, is complete and utter tat. However, when they contacted us about the jackets, they seemed quite interesting, so we said, yeah, send us some, we'll try them out. So we did. And basically what it is, we've gone for the soft shell type one, but there are different types available. It's waterproof, it's weatherproof, it's very, very comfortable. And when you put it on, there's like a little battery pack in the pocket. You just turn that, connect that to your jacket, turn the jacket on, and then you can go through 3 different temperature settings. And basically round the chest and round the back, there's like some, I don't know what it is, some sort of heated stuff. I've got to be honest, I prefer it on the highest setting, which means it doesn't last as long. So they claim that it will last for like 10.5 hours. On the lowest setting, like I say, I need it on the highest setting. So realistically, I think you're looking at 3 or 4 hours on that setting. However, as we've been going around back in the van camping and bits and pieces, the minute the sun drops in this country, it gets really, really cold. And most campsites now are cracking down on like campfires and stuff, so it was nice to have the heated jacket option. So this is mine. Most of you will know that I suffer with a bad back, so having the heat come around the back there, especially when it's cold and a bit damp in the air, is a massive help. And like I say, they're super, super comfortable. So if you want to go and check them out, feel free. I'll put a link in the video description to their... Hang on, someone doesn't know how to use their pumps at the Morrisons petrol garage. So if you do want to check them out, I'll put a link in the video description to their shop, to their website and everything like that. So you can have a look. They're not the cheapest, but they are, like I say, the quality is pretty darn good. As for did I get a good night's sleep, it was relatively noisy. I think that's because the petrol station is just over there. It's an extremely busy petrol station, so it has been, I don't know if you can hear it now, but there's been a lot of comings and goings. A few boy racers, not too bad, but road traffic doesn't bother me, so I actually slept really, really well. But I did promise to show you what I do at night in the van to make myself feel a little bit safer, so we'll quickly go through that now. Oh, fancy. So one of the first things I do, we've got these extra deadlocks on all of the doors, so the sliding door, the rear doors and both cab doors, and I pop down the window like this, lock that one up, and then I can close, well, I can lock the van, then close this window back up. And you probably can't hear me like that, but if I close that window back up, then they've got 2 locks to get through on every single door. Then they've got to get through the central locking system and those deadlocks. And I'm hoping that that gives me enough time to hear them coming in. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, but if the van catches on fire, I'm then trapped in. I'm small enough, sorry, to go out the rear window, or usually the sliding window. But because I've parked so close to this trolley bay, getting out the side window is not an option. In fact, on that note, let me show you something. Idiot. One thing to remember is when you want to get out to get the camera, you need to unlock the door, otherwise you're trapped in. Right, so I've got to be honest, I think pulling up sideways on close to something like that is genius, especially like utilising the trolley bays. If you can get in a corner and reverse up to a wall and next to something side on, even better, because then all of your doors are then covered, leaving only the one entry point. Now I know what you're thinking, they can smash a window, get in that way, but I'm hoping by the time they've smashed a window, crawled in and whatnot, I've clubbed him over the head with, I don't know, a kettle or something. But let me just show you a quick problem. So when we first got here, so when I first arrived, I pulled up to a different trolley bay and it had some lovely pictures of chickens on it. Nice, you know, countryside, setting the scene. But let me show you the problem. Now, I don't know if you know, my toilet slides out of here, which means I'm sat right in front of this. In fact, let me show you. Yeah, so my toilet slides out of here, so I'm sat, when I'm on the toilet, I'm sat here. Now, I've got to be honest, normally I would close the blind, but in this instance I didn't, because I thought, well, no one's coming down the side. But let me show you. I don't know if you can see. So imagine I'm sitting on the toilet, I quickly look around like that, and the first thing I see is this geezer on a quad. And I've got to be honest, I completely crapped myself. So issue 1 of parking next to a trolley bay is do try and find one where there isn't some bloke on a quad giving you the eye when you're on the toilet. So another rule that I have when we're staying somewhere that's a bit busy, a bit public, is the cab blinds, these things, I do not put those in till literally the very, very last minute, so when we're going to bed. And the reason being is because once all the silver blinds are in, it does draw attention to you somewhat. It makes it quite obvious. It makes it quite obvious that someone's planning on sleeping there. Now, I do have a plan to combat that in the future, and what we're going to do is this section here that goes round, that splits the cab, that splits the cab, splits the van up from the cab. Emily's going to make a curtain that comes literally right across, so it kind of mimics an empty van where no one's really sleeping. So we're going to do that. So that is one thing we definitely do. And the other thing that I do, we've got swivel seats. So let me show you. So these both seats swivel right round, and when we're set up for the night, that's the position we normally have them in. However, when we're somewhere a little bit more, you know, urban, so to speak, we do turn those round. And I put my shoes always in the same place so that I know that if anything does happen, I can jump up, I can be in the cab. I make sure also that the chair's set into me driving position so that I'm literally ready to go in case someone does knock on the window. Another thing I would do if someone knocked on the window is not directly open, say, this window or the rear window. I'd get in the cab, I'd get the keys in the engine, I'd maybe even start it up so I can put the big lights on so I can actually see who it is before I give them any way of seeing who's inside this van. Because what you've got to remember is, although you don't know who's knocking on the door, chances are they don't know who's in here. So they don't know that I'm a girl on my own in a van, so they would probably assume that there's a couple, so there's a bloke here. And what I also do is make sure that I'm not really seen, except for when I'm filming videos, which makes it difficult. But yeah, I'm not really seen, so that during the day or earlier on in the evenings, someone can look and think, oh, there's a girl on her own, so that mystery of who's in the van is actually still there. And usually I've got the dog as well, which helps. And the final thing that we do is we pack everything away into, we'll get the van into what we call driving mode. So there's no loose things flying around, everything's packed away, tea, coffee, sugar, kettle, all is away. So that if we do have to drive off in any kind of rush, it's all done. We haven't got to faff around trying to get things, because it's not safe for us and it's also not safe for the dog if things start flying around as we're whizzing off to get away from trouble. So I think that's it really. Like I say, vents are pretty much closed, windows closed, just to make sure that the van is ready to go if we need to. Now, touch wood, we've never actually had a problem yet, so I'm hoping it stays that way. So I know this video has been a little bit different, not what we normally do. If you found it interesting, or you've got any tips yourself, if you're an urban stealth wild camper parker, drop them in the comments below, because then if anyone does come across this video and they read the thread, they'll, you know, there's tips in there that can help people out. Because I think this year, we are, let's face it, I've only just had jab 1. I think France ain't letting us in until we've had at least 2 jabs. So we're going to be vanning this summer in the UK, I would think, for the next few months at least. So I think, because of how busy it is and how packed it is and how all the beauty spots get rammed, parking in supermarkets for the night or urban park-ups is going to be useful for us. So yeah, if you've got any tips, drop them in the comments. If you found this video useful in any kind of way, or if you want to see any more of these different kind of urban stealthy park-ups. I know I've not got the dramatic drone footage and all the fun stuff, but hopefully it's helped someone out. Hopefully you found it a little bit interesting. And if you have, remember, if you want to do a bit of urban stealth parking yourself, you have to hit the subscribe button for this channel before any of the main supermarkets will let you in, and I will see you guys on the... Oh, before I go, I did promise you some photos of Emily. I've completely forgotten throughout the whole video because filming... I don't know how Darren does it, because filming in these busy places is not easy, but here are a few shots of Emily, and we will see you guys on the next one.
I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tinted. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bobbing in the dash, and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5 on the west side. But I'm from the east side, is how we...